Spiders never have been so cold. Feel just like a rose. She said, just hold on. Please don't leave. Don't leave. But I can hold on. It's happening. Tell me, is this what it feels to be moving on? Shout it, yeah!
Yo, what is up, everybody? I am El Oso, el Rey de Mexico, Jesse Goku, and it's Beer Friday. And always joining me is our co-host, Raph,
Hi.
Jace, Sonic Keyblade,
Hi.
and we have a special guest for today. He's a cosplayer, he's a really cool friend of mine, awesome dude's been making waves throughout the community, got some amazing work. Love the photos, love the cosplays. Known this person for years. A lot of potential. Some people may know who he is. He is known as Almighty Cosplay on Facebook and Instagram. Welcome to the podcast, man.
Well, hello there. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Hello there.
Now,
doing well.
like, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask, comment questions. You guys know how you are. Every stream, you're always trolling, harassing. Keep it up. We have a lot of things to talk about today. It is Friday. It is Friday, the last day of July. Today in geek history, Franklin Armstrong in the Peanuts was introduced for the first time in the comic strip, and it created a lot of controversy, but is now an iconic moment for the Peanuts franchise, and it is great. It's amazing. It's a really cool video that I made. We also have some guests to announce for next week. We're going to cover. We're going to have a podcast dedicated to the Texas Renaissance Festival. The Texas Renaissance Festival just released some guidelines for the pandemic for COVID-19. So we're going to talk about that next week. We're not going to talk about that. We might mention it briefly today. We're going to talk further about video games. We're going to talk about cosplay. We're going to talk about the community as a whole. But before we start all that, we like to let everyone know that our Patreon is officially live. So if you want to support the channel, please go to our Patreon, patreon.com/geeks5ever. There's a tier for it that if you sign up for the OnlyFans cross Patreon tier, you don't have to do the OnlyFans as well. With this pack, you get both. Now, for those of you that are wondering what the OnlyFans is, it is where we record ourselves eating cereal. Just fucking cereal. All right. Well, man, welcome to the podcast, dude. I've been trying to get you on here for a while.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
No, it's okay. How have you been, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
I've been pretty good. I've been working out a lot. I'm down to 190.
That's great.
Comfortable enough to wear I look great in tank tops now. So
I mean,
my arms are good.
I guess.
Confidence is everything.
Confidence is everything.
Confidence is key. Been doing a lot of shoots, doing a lot of cosplay. The only real bump is like the only real bump in the road is just relationships. My ex was a bitch. But
Oh, wow.
other than that,
But like, isn't
other than
everybody's
that,
ex,
everything's been.
but isn't everybody's ex a bitch?
I mean, I don't think everyone's ex is a bitch. Like, people can end on good terms, but what happened with me was absolutely not good terms.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I isn't OnlyFans for sex stuff? No, that is not true. OnlyFans isn't just for sex stuff. There are people that OnlyFans is where you're a fan of somebody, you subscribe to them, you financially help support them, and they release content. Yes, it can be like nudes or videos or whatever, but it can be other things like how-to videos, interviews. It can be anything, actually. It can be anything, and as long as you agree to help financially support that creator, they will
Hmm.
pump out the content.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You don't you don't
into...
you don't have an OnlyFans, do you?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it could be sex stuff depending on how much you're into cereal.
I mean, whoa.
I mean, there are those food fetishists out there.
I'm not sticking my dick in milk. I'm just putting it out there.
There's a guy in a song. He goes in the end. He literally goes, "I put my dick in a bag of Doritos," and I'm like, "Okay, nobody wanted to hear that."
I didn't want to hear that. Fuck that shit. Anyways,
I gotta go. This was nice.
Thanks for inviting me. But I have.
Thanks for inviting me.
been
I'm
fun.
rating this podcast a -1 star. Is that possible?
This isn't Uber.
Oh my god.
Wait, is there a website that you can actually rate something like negative stars? Because I would totally take full advantage of
Yelp.
No,
Yep,
you can only go with like
negative.
1 star. That's like the lowest you can go.
We actually do. You can rate us on our page. We do have a. We do have 5-star because we only have 1 rating. So we're 5 stars right now. What's up, Rami?
Alright.
Welcome to the podcast. It is Friday. Everybody is stuck at home. We were off to a very slow start today. We do apologize for the late start, for the simple fact that there's a storm and it knocked out our electricity. Knocked out my electricity.
Like that, you.
Anyways,
So,
so like let's.
Go on.
So people are gonna want to know. How long have you been cosplaying?
I want to say 7 years.
Oh wow. 7 years. That'd be
6 years. Yeah.
2013.
Yeah.
I think I
I
met
did my
you
first cos.
when you first started.
Yeah. It was when I really only mainly cosplayed Batman. Because at the time that was it was my first cosplays were like Batman, Itachi, and Goku. Those were my first 3 cosplays.
Everyone had a
Itachi.
Naruto phase.
Everyone had a Naruto phase.
I'm redoing Itachi, and I would say the difference in quality between my first Itachi and the one that I'm going to present is the difference between Goku from the Saiyan Saga to Mastered Ultra Instinct. That's the level of difference between the quality of the 2 cosplays.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I might even say no.
Kid
My first one was Krillin. My new one is Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. That's the difference in
Wow.
quality.
Just throw Krillin under the bus. Okay.
I've cosplayed Goku. I haven't cosplayed Dragon Ball Z in so long. I do want to cosplay. The reason why I've been dieting a lot was because I wanted to cosplay once again for one last time. I want to cosplay the Great Saiyaman.
What happened to that Broly cosplay you were going to do?
Someone else who has Broly as their Facebook name kind of ruined it for me.
Oh,
Oh.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I was
Oh, I
about to
know
ask
him.
that too.
I know him.
Yeah, I would actually prefer to cosplay Scar from the Full Metal Alchemist series.
That'd be cool. I want to do King Bradley from Full Metal Alchemist and Roy Mustang.
Nice. So, what got you in? So, you've been cosplaying for 7 years, since 2013. What got you into cosplay? Like, what made you want to get into start cosplaying?
Well, I went to my first convention in 2012, which was Anime Matsuri, and I saw all the people dressing up as it, and I was like, I had a friend of mine at the time who also cosplayed, and I was like, man, I want to do that. That looks really fun. It's a really fun way to engage with people. And from there, I was like, yeah, I've always been like a theatrical kind of kid. Like I like over dramatically and like changing my voice, and I usually choose characters who roughly match my personality, so I don't have to like change too much about myself. Like depending on the character, there's ones that I got to change my attitude dramatically, or ones that I'm just like, this is just me turned to 11. So I just got sucked into like acting like the characters, being the characters, and interacting with communities. Like I don't interact with a lot of the fandoms I'm in because I think a lot of them are stupid,
Toxic.
very
Toxic.
stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I'm wearing my Dragon Ball Z themed attire. This is my Ultra Instinct Goku workout shirt, and I wear my orange workout shorts with them. But the Dragon Ball Z fandom is so adamant that their people are the most powerful people ever, that the moment you tell them, no, this character can whoop anyone in Dragon Ball Z's ass, they'll throw a hissy fit. And that doesn't even go in to when the fights between the characters, like the people who like to ride this man off.
Oh,
Like they Broly is like the second coming to Jesus for this guy.
And he beat Goku.
I am a member of multiple Dragon Ball Z groups, and I can attest to say, yes, they are very toxic. It is like a battle royale. It's like a WWE battle royale in these groups. Anyone posts, like, they could say, my favorite character, I really enjoy Goku's character development, and suddenly everyone's fighting.
You know what? Vegeta's better.
See,
The
exactly.
moment someone posts, oh, I really like Goku's character development. What character development? Goku, Vegeta's so much better. There's only very few things the fandom can agree upon.
No,
The only one that like thing is like maybe Krillin's a great dad. Krillin's a great dad, and he has the hottest wife.
Okay, yeah, people like no, they'll still argue that. I've actually seen that topic, and people have argued it.
And
People
so,
will argue
sadly,
too. They're like, I like Goku and Vegeta, and people will start calling you names, Tool, Pussy.
What a bitch!
Oh yeah, but there's a lot of fandoms that I'm in. Like I'm in, but I'm like standing outside. Oh no, I'm standing on the balcony looking at them with a glass of wine. Like, oh, look at those poor idiots.
Look at the
So I
pesky
noticed.
fools.
I've noticed. Going based on your. Sorry, I got a phone call. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry, everybody in the middle. What's up?
Hey, I got it.
Are you outside my house?
Got it.
Text me when you're outside.
Okay.
Okay.
This is not a drug deal.
This is not a that no. Well,
Disclaimer.
Well.
Disclaimer.
This is if we all know him. This is a Funko Pop deal.
no,
okay?
no.
Funko Pop
Funko deal.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. It's not a Funko Pop. You were there when I made the phone call.
This
I
is
know, we're
definitely a drug deal.
Yeah, I like to get a Funko. What kind of Funko? A semi-automatic Funko, or a Funko that could put someone's head on a bullet Funko?
The kind of Funko you think would be best for whacking off a guy.
I mean,
The
what
escorts
you-
are on
do
their
what you
way.
need. do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. I keep a
Yeah.
lightsaber next to me for during bedtime. So it's fine.
Look, put your fancy flashlight away.
It's a hell of a nightlight.
That is a really.
So, going based on your Instagram, I've noticed that you've been cosplaying a lot from My Hero Academia. You have your Bakugo, you have your All Might. I think those are the only two I've seen so far.
Lemillion.
Oh yeah, your Lemillion one. That is one of my favorite characters in the show. Very great.
Oh, cool.
Love him.
Okay.
He's a good person.
Yeah, I have cosplayed 7 different versions of All Might. All for One, Deku, Shoto, Hero Deku, Hero Bakugo, and all of them in the sports festival uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of other characters.
What the fuck?
I think the next one I want to do a photo shoot for is after a couple more workouts.
This was
on
him.
Goku.
This was me. You
But-
can't see your face in it though.
Yeah.
Oh.
That his background is a picture of you.
Oh yes,
I can't shape my photos for shit, so
it's fair.
whatever it looks like. My star nipples. Look at that.
It's because
I was so big. I was so
Because
big,
some
and I
cons
think that
won't
was.
allow it.
I think that's when I was like still like 230 pounds or
It's like-
240
you
like
consider
pounds.
yourself
4 years
big,
ago.
like dude, you're like skinny as fuck.
I'm in that picture.
Okay,
Like,
I'll be right
technically,
back.
This was
You're-
like 4 years ago.
My second in
Yeah.
Okay, Jace.
What up?
Ask him the questions. I'll be right back.
Well, I wrote them, so I guess I can do that.
Yeah, you do. You're in charge
Alright.
of that, actually.
All right, all
what
right,
would you
all
say is your
right, okay.
favorite cosplay that you've done so far?
My favorite cosplay that I've done so far, it would have to be All Might. He's the one I put the most work into, and the one that I put a lot of upgrades in. Like I've upgraded the print for the suit. I've got new suits. I've been through 2 wigs with him, and with the styling of it, I've improved my makeup for him. I started working out majority so I could fit All Might more. I actually wear a muscle suit in order because there's no one who's as big as All Might. I do the most animation. Like the only thing I don't need to change for All Might is my personality, because I already act that eccentric and that big of a person. Of like, hi, I'm literally this positive. So other than that, I think it would have to be All Might. I don't think there's not a lot of characters that come remotely close. I think Goku may be a strong. He's a distant number 2 with the new wig that I have for Goku. But yeah, All Might, especially because if I say All Might, that includes 7 different cosplays that I've done. So it's a cheap way for me to be like, oh, these 7 cosplays, these 7 cosplays.
Well, I'd hope it'd be one of your favorites if you just kept doing it over and over again.
Right.
I hate this so much.
7. That's like 7 different. Like I've done like I think 2 to 3 cosplays away of cosplaying every single version of him.
Nice.
Like in terms of his outfits and everything.
I have a tank top that's the young All Might, like the black and red and white one.
Mm-hmm.
But I wore it yesterday as I forgot that you're on today. I was like, man, this would be great to wear today. But oh well. But I think that's one of my favorite versions of him. I like when he has a cape. Cape's one of my favorites.
Same. Actually, it's funny. Only one of his hero suits doesn't have a cape.
It's his latest one, right?
Yeah, his
Red.
golden age, because each one of his ages is named after the age of comic books. The the Bronze Age, the Silver Age, and the Golden Age. And the Golden Age one is the current iteration of all.
Hey, I am back. What were y'all talking about?
His favorite cosplay. Which was his favorite cosplay?
It's Goku. Duh.
Not you.
Oh no, his has got to be like All Might. Let me guess. Is it All Might?
It was All Might.
You're wrong.
No, clearly it was the Jabberwocky.
When the fuck did you cosplay a Jabberwocky?
You will never know.
I'll never. The world may never know. Jinx.
It was Halloween, 1922.
But yeah, I think All Might, especially because with All Might and like other All Might cosplayers, I find that All Might fans are just super positive people. Like you gotta be in order to cosplay him, because like you can't be grumpy cosplaying All Might. If you're a grumpy All Might, no one's gonna like you. Like no one will like you if you don't smile as All Might. No one likes you.
That's true. If you look like you have a stick up your ass in cosplay, no one's gonna approach you or try to make friends with you.
If you look like this,
especially it's like this, if you don't cosplay a character who has a stick up their ass, then people are gonna be like deterred from talking to you and like approaching you.
What?
So go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I've met a couple of cosplayers that are complete dicks if you get their name wrong.
That's true. Like something like I don't think there's as much elitism in cosplay now compared to what it was.
There was an entire group of people that hated my guts. This guy was a dick to me at every fucking corner. I saw him and he was with another guy that was cool with me, but he became a dick tool because he's a tool. So I see him that he's dressed as like fucking Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! And the other guy that really hates my guts, he's dressed as like, what the fuck is his name? Green or Blue? From Pokemon. He's Gary, but he's not Gary.
green.
Blue. Green or blue.
It doesn't, either way. I see them, they're walking through a parking lot. I'm like, hey, what's up, Gary Oak? I'm like, what's up, Gary? He's like, I'm green, you fucking asshole.
Jeez.
And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Well, damn.
My game, you were called Dickhead.
No, I told him, I don't give a fuck. The only thing you're going to catch are these fucking hands if you talk to me like that again.
Oof.
Dang.
This is an intervention, Goku.
Stop fighting people at cons. Do you mind if I share an embarrassing story about you, by the way? Almighty.
I don't know if there's that many embarrassing stories about me.
It's not really embarrassing for you, but it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, you mean the time you fought someone in the hotel room?
No.
Which time?
What the
Which
fuck?
time?
The one time that I was there for it, because I was trying to go to sleep, and the guy was picking a fight with Goku, and I'm just like, And then Goku lays him out. The guy gets back up. And he wants to go again, and Goku's like,
You get some knife.
again.
That sounds like
And
me,
then
but I don't remember this.
He goes like this, and I'm just like, I just want to go to sleep. And then I almost got pissed off enough to where I was going to get up and I was going to beat the shit out of the guy because the guy inadvertently steps on my foot, and I'm like, this motherfucker just stepped on my foot, and he's still picking a fight with Goku. If Goku doesn't get the heck, if Goku doesn't get up and lay down the law on this man, I'm gonna punch him with haymakers in his face until he's out, and then I'm going to continue to make sure he stays out.
No, okay, so the problem was he started talking shit, and I remember that it was actually much worse than when you had gotten up. See, I had pulled out a knife on him,
I was guessing.
and everyone said, no, just fight him. And the guy was talking shit, and that's the last. I remember Andreas saying something. I vaguely remember is like, you know what? I'm gonna beat your ass. What?
Oh no, I was sleeping. I was like, if you don't stop this foolishness, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna beat your ass, and I'm gonna keep punching you until you stay down.
And here's the
I will
funny
break
thing.
your bones.
Here's the funny thing. So I vaguely remember some of that, and I remember parts of that speech. But I thought you were talking to me, because I even said I'd like to see you try.
And I go like, and then like he proceeds to go after you, and then you like put him in a chokehold and like hold him down, and just like suffocate the dude. And I'm just like,
He murdered him that
least-
night.
I'm like, at least the guy is finally shutting up. And I can go to
That's
sleep.
right, because like I don't just fight. I have torn ligaments. I can't just go hand for hand. I have to use my jiu-jitsu background.
well,
I have to use my
it's like- well,
wrestling
it's
and
like-
jiu-jitsu background.
Well, it's like the first thing you did was boom, boom, and like you like those first two punches you gave him already made him go, and because he was already like pretty drunk, and then he was like, and then I'm just like, this guy, just stop. You've been doing this for 30 minutes.
Well, okay, I was talking
Straight
about
up.
like I was talking about the following day, the Sunday. We're all just sitting there, and for some dumb reason, Alex. No, who the fuck was it?
No, it was Alex hits me in the
It was Asian.
in the head.
Asian hits you over the head with a stick. It was like a really thick stick too.
Yeah,
Like a
he hits me
pinata
over-
stick. It was a pinata stick, and he hits
Like a
him
kendo
over
stick.
the head. No, this was a solid pinata stick,
Yeah.
and he hits him over the head. And Almighty is just there, like sitting down, minding his own business, trying to get his shit together. And Asian hits him over the head with the fucking pinata stick. And Almighty just looks the fuck up, and he's like, "The fuck." And we're all like laughing. We're all laughing
no,
because what
you-
the fuck? Well, no, hold on. We're all laughing, and the first thing, like, I blink, and the next thing you know, he jumps up and grabs Asian and shoves him against the wall and says, "Motherfucker, don't you ever fucking hit me over the head with a stick." And, like, we all started freaking out. We all freaked out. Not for Almighty or for Asian, no. Because when Almighty slammed him against the wall, we were in a suite. And between the bedroom and the living room, there's like a door and a glass panel.
Mhm.
A glass, like a small, tiny glass panel wall. And he slammed him against the glass panel wall. And so when he slammed him against it and said, "Don't you ever fucking hit me over the head with a stick again," me and 17 were like, "Oh, fuck, the deposit."
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he hit me in the head with the stick, and I remember I grabbed the stick off his hand, put my hand on his throat, and then like slammed him into the wall. And I'm like, don't ever fucking hit me with a stick ever again, because like I know martial arts and I have a boxing background, so I'm like, someone hits me, I'm like, okay. And I remember Asian's face because he had his hands up like this. He's like, sorry, man. I didn't mean to do it. I'm like, dude, don't hit someone in the head with a stick.
That's right. I would have shoved it up your ass.
Like, I was just like, what the? Like, come on, man.
All right, so I don't know if you noticed. Where the fuck
You
did
know-
it go?
You know the nicest people, Goku.
This is a limited edition Dos Equis.
Huh,
12
Christmas.
cans.
What makes it
Christmas.
limited edition?
It says Texas on it.
It says Texas.
Oh, from a distance, look like Christmas.
It does look like Christmas.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of cowboy hats and longhorns and snakes and guitars.
That sounds just like Christmas.
What the
Texas
fuck?
Christmas. So I decorate
Texas.
with
So I'm gonna
Christmas.
drink all 12 of these beers during this podcast.
No, you're
Sounds about
not.
right.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. And I'll
No,
probably still
you're
walk a
not.
straight line.
No.
You're
What
not
was
my
that? Was
mother.
that what the? What was that?
No.
What the deal was for?
Yeah,
that
it
what
was
you had
for
to leave
beer.
for?
Because our Friday podcast is our laid back, very cool
Free beer Friday.
We don't do free beer. That insinuates that we give out beer. We just call it Beer Friday. Beer,
You
beer.
didn't even tell me this was a thing.
Yes, yes, we did. It's been a thing
When?
for like for a month now.
Uh,
He
did
always
it-
drinks.
we did
Are
it-
you drinking?
Yes, I'm drinking, but that's
Okay.
every day. It's got nothing to do with Friday.
You sound so tense. Yes, I'm drinking.
Don't judge me,
Beer
sir.
fight.
You're damn right. I'm drinking. I'm so frustrated from drinking all day. You have no
Beer
idea
fight.
how much stress I'm under.
You know how
It's,
hard it is to drink this much all the time?
It's beer fight Friday.
So Almighty, me and you
Mhm.
have known each other for years, man. And I've told you, I remember having a conversation with you, and we talked about another cosplayer that me and you both know. His name starts with an O.
Very
Um,
good friend.
Right. And I said, dude, I remember telling you, dude, you have a lot of potential as a cosplayer. I honestly believe that you could be more popular than said individual, and you can become more popular than some of the people, because you know me, like I might not be like a super popular cosplayer, but I am fucking out there. Like I am known. Like everybody, like, well, what does he cosplay? He just dresses up as a fucking Mexican and drinks. We had 40
The
people in that
thing-
fucking hotel room. We had the biggest party at Delta HCon. We had a band. We had some guests. We had some of the staff there.
Oh, I mean, it's Delta HCon. You're probably the biggest event there.
Yeah, that's.
But we
pretty
also
accurate.
did that for Comic Palooza. Remember at Comic Palooza, we had like people asking us, like you weren't there, but people were trying to find out where we were.
Yeah.
Like
Where's the
that's
party
why
at?
we don't allow people to leak our information anymore.
Where the party at?
Where the party at? I owe my friend $15.
That's how much that was?
It's a
$15.
12 pack.
It's a 12 pack of cans for $15. I mean, it's good. Plus, I'm gonna give him some extra money because he lost his job. Just like me, I lost my job. He lost his job though, but he actually pays like half of the bills at his home. So every now and then, I'll ask him if he can bring me Whataburger. I'll buy like a $10 meal and I'll just give him a 20.
That's nice.
So it helps him out. I might seem like an asshole, but I actually do like to help out people.
You can be a nice asshole.
That's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's true.
I'm one of them.
But I've known Almighty for years. I've known Almighty when Almighty was just cosplaying Goku, Batman. But now, like, I've seen your pictures. I follow your Instagram. You have so many followers. You actually have a fandom now. Does it feel surreal for you? Like, that's got to be like crazy.
That's still very weird to me, because I had someone like fangirl over me at Acon like last year, and I was like, that was weird. Is that how it feels to be a popular cosplayer? That's amazing. And then like I started TikTok in April, and now I'm about to hit 20K on TikTok.
Oh wow!
Oh, man,
Congratulations.
This is nice.
That's good. That's
Thanks.
great.
Oh
Speaking
my God,
of
fun. I
TikTok,
still hate the algorithm.
speaking of TikTok, Geeks 5 Ever still has their own TikTok coming out. Our other Geeks 5 Ever members, Laura, Big Box Cosplay, Laura and Jerry are in charge of our TikTok project. I have absolutely nothing to do with it. They have all the creative freedom they can have. So they're going to go ahead and run that. But if you want to follow us on there, follow us. It is associated with Geeks 5 Ever on the podcast. We might show some videos. We might not. Don't hold your breath. I'm too old for TikTok. I'm going to be 32 on Tuesday.
Happy birthday, old man.
Oh, thanks, jackass. Yeah, well, like, here's the thing. And it's crazy because, like, Sometimes it's crazy too. Like I'm not like I'm nowhere near your level. No, not even close. Fuck, how many people know me?
17.
In different in different scenes though, in different organizations, in different scenes. Because I'm not just a cosplayer. I'm part of the TRF community. I'm known in my neighborhood. I'm known in the TRF. I'm known in the Numbers nightclub community here in Houston. So I'm part of different communities. So I went to Allcon last year. I dress up as a T-Rex. I'm like pretending to drink water out of the pool. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody pays attention. Nobody gives a shit. I'm just trying to make people laugh. I'm like, oh well, nobody's laughing. Nobody even notices me. Fuck it. I'm just gonna go change and start drinking. So I put on my drinking outfit, which is my poncho and sombrero. There are some dudes that are guests, that are like, Kawaii Bro. Everybody knows Kawaii Bro. He's like a big cosplayer.
Yeah.
He does all kinds of...
friend.
He's a really good friend of ours. These guys are like same build as Kawaii Bro, same level as Kawaii Bro. Like, they are practically almost clones of this guy. And they even know who he is. As soon as I walk out there in my poncho and sombrero, they all surrounded me. Everybody.
You deserved it.
And they're like, oh my God, it's you. I'm like,
Legends are true.
they're like, dude, you're the one that inspired me. I'm like, the fuck? To what? Be
You're
a
the
criminal?
To be the poncho.
To
To be a punch.
like your drinking exploits are legendary. Like which ones? The
All
one
of them.
the one where I robbed myself? I've actually robbed myself. I'm gonna steal this duffel bag. It's got some jackass's wallet and all his stuff, and it turns out it's my bag.
Why would you rob somebody? That's rude.
Yeah, rude is the problem. with
Actually,
that.
no.
Not the illegal part.
It's not that I robbed them. They left in the panel, and it was already 30 minutes over, and we had to clear out. So I grabbed the bag. I'm gonna keep their shit.
So you were the rude person who left it.
Yeah.
So you were dumb enough to think that you were like, oh, I'm gonna steal this asshole's bag. Turns out I was the asshole.
Oh, shit.
It
all
was, your,
along.
it was
This
yourself being an
asshole.
asshole to yourself.
Yeah. My friend's like, you're an idiot. Oh, well, I thought maybe he had money. Yeah, but it's your wallet. Yeah, so now I know he doesn't have money. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I'm a
no.
mess. This is why I wanted to stop drinking. You know, this is
You've
my
had like one beer.
Well, yeah, this is my first beer in like 3 months.
I mean, it should have been not another beer.
Well, actually, no. In almost since the end of February up until now, I've only had two or three beers total.
That's good. Beer's disgusting.
We had this conversation on last Friday.
Yeah, I'm not a beer
Yeah, it
person.
tastes like
so-
ass, but fuck it. I paid for it. It's like that meme.
Okay. Okay.
It's like that meme. Anyway, so but honestly, dude, like, have you been a guest to any cons at all?
I was asked to be a guest for a con this year. I can't really say which con or anything, but
Right.
because I didn't get to finalize the things because I'm pretty sure that the con's going to get canceled because of COVID. But it was gonna be in October, early October, out of state. But I'm probably gonna talk to him about it some more because he eventually went to open up a convention here in Houston, which I'm gonna help him like gather up some cosplayers and some names here in the Houston scene because he wants to supplant Anime Matsuri, and I'm like, there's definitely a market for that because none of the other local conventions are
you
gutsy
shitting me?
enough to even
If
try.
they are willing to go against AM, I want to help out. I don't know if there's. I will sell my soul if I can, because
You
I
have
am.
No,
one?
that's why I told them I'm like I know people who would be willing and able to just help supplant Matsuri and just completely shit on him, especially because he knows how to run a convention. He's done it several times now, and he has the connections to pull in some pretty good guests. And I know, I literally say I know everybody because I pretty much almost know everybody. So I was like, yeah, I know people who would probably want to help in like more ways than just volunteering or like organizing guests and Artist Alley stuff. So, but that's like some real hush hush stuff.
Right. Yeah. Like, so there's a couple of groups that that we work
But
with.
but
that-
but to do say, I was going to ask you because I know you're a good panelist kind of person.
Oh yeah, I don't want to toot my own horn, but we have some of the best. We have some of the best panels out there. Even the one year we were at Anime Matsuri, we rivaled the dance, the cosplay contest, and other several big panels.
2017, right?
Remember our room?
Oh,
I don't
I
know if
remember
you were
that.
there. The room was so packed.
It was so packed that it was like fire marshals or something like that.
They had fire marshals there. Staff showed up and was like, "Listen, stop sneaking in through the side entrances, or we have to shut this down."
And also there was that one when you explained the rules of you explained what the panel is about. That one family left. and
That
all
was Pokemon versus Digimon, and I almost got into a fist fight with that guy too. I remember roasting him on the way out. I'm like,
Getting into
sorry.
fights with
hello,
people.
welcome to Pokemon versus Digimon. Unfortunately, this panel is rated PG-14, so if you have small children, you don't have to leave, but you have been warned. And the guy gets up with his family. I apologize, man. I'm so sorry. No, it's fine. You don't know shit about Pokemon or Digimon anyway. They're for fucking kids. He's like, they're for fucking kids. And I'm like, well,
Read
like,
the manga.
okay, sir. Thank you for coming. Have a good day. No one told you to fucking not pull out. They're called condoms, sir.
Ooh.
I was in that crowd too.
It's not my fault your aim is so accurate. Maybe you should try Call of Duty instead. I roasted him like
360 no scope.
he was pissed.
I mean, fair reason to be pissed.
Well, yeah, no, but we it was in the panel description. It does say that it's a teen panel.
It's just some people don't even bother reading the programs. With
Right,
that.
they just see Pokemon and like, oh my god, they're gonna go talk about how cute Pikachu is. Oh my god, Pikachu is so cute. Like, I have like 10 of them.
So wait, did the guy have kids with
He had
him?
like
Yeah,
two
he legit
kids.
had a kid. He actually
He
had
had two
like
kids.
he had the carriage too, like the baby walker and all
And he
that.
had his wife with
And
him.
he's just like,
His wife was
this
there.
show's for fucking kids in front
Yeah.
of kids.
Yeah, he
But-
literally said, "You don't know shit. This show is for kids."
That too, yeah. And it's like, really?
Wait,
Okay,
nothing-
yeah. School me
nothing-
on how this is for kids, and you're
Yeah,
smart in front of your children.
nothing scream. Yeah, exactly. Nothing screams. Oh, this is for kids, and oh, you don't know shit. I'm like, dog.
It's
great.
like- it's like that
for
scene-
fucking kids.
Yeah.
Love it.
To put it
Love
in
it.
to put it in a better layman's terms, it's kind of like that scene in Jane Silent Bomb Strike Back. Who are you to tell me how to raise my fucking kids, you motherfucker? You hear that fucking guy tell me how to raise my fucking kids? Who the fuck does he think he is? Mother, like that scene. That's
Yeah.
fuck you.
so. Like, as a cosplayer though, like, we got to talk about the creepers. We got to talk about the creepers.
God, creepers.
So, creepers, do you have any? I'm pretty sure you do.
I mean, yeah, I would say so. Not as many as like other cosplayers. But like I remember, it's probably it's one of the two reasons why like I don't cosplay Loki. I'm about to cosplay Thor like next Tuesday. I will have Thor, but like Loki, I got like jumped on, attacked by Homestucks. Batman always got his ass roped whenever I cosplayed Batman. The first time I walked onto the con floor as All Might. Someone asked me to step on them, and I was like,
To
okay.
step on
And
them?
to step on them, and I actually stomped on them. I like full like stepped on the person. She enjoyed it, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And I like I've dealt with creepers with my my friends because I remember one night at a convention, I was walking around with my friends. I was Batman. She was Catwoman, and my other two friends were Harley and Ivy. And some guy was hitting on my friend who was Catwoman. Me and her weren't dating or anything, but we're Batman and Catwoman.
Right.
So he wasn't taking the hint. So I'm 6'1", to clarify, and then I also wear boots. I was probably around like 6'2". I could see that this guy was like, no offense to anyone who's below 6 feet, but I always call everyone who's 5 feet. They're 5 foot nothing because they're just short. So I
tall
go,
people.
You're like
I
an
go
inch taller than me.
yeah,
It's a-
but you're still 5 foot nothing.
I can't help it if I'm vertically challenged.
I come with a knife, sir.
Aw.
If you can see the heads on our picture, we are the same height.
Yeah, me and him are the same height. But I come up behind him, and like I'll change my voice to sound like Batman. So I put my hand on his shoulder, and I lean in from behind. I lean over, and I'm like, "What's up, buddy?" As Batman. And he turns around, he looks at the bat symbol, and then he looks up and looks at me because that was our height difference. I think it was like 5'5" or 5'6". And then I cross my arms, and he starts vehemently apologizing to me. He's like, "I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't know she was your girl. I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Well, we're not dating, but she does have a boyfriend, and
It's complicated.
you should take no for an answer when they say no." He's like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "You don't need to apologize to me. You need to apologize to her." And then he just runs away. I think I gave that man a panic attack. I remember another time one of my friends was walking and she was cosplaying a succubus, and the guy was trying to take a picture of her ass. So I walk in front of him, and then I just turn around and just look him dead in the eyes. I'm just like, "I know what you're trying to do. It ain't gonna fly. I will beat up a ratchety old man." And then I kept walking. Because he kept trying, and then me and my other 3 friends, we just surrounded her like here, so all she could do was walk forward without anyone looking. I'm like, yeah,
Protection wall.
fucking. If you want a picture, you can ask for a picture. You don't need to be a fucking creep.
Right.
Because like I have an adverse reaction when someone tries to sneak a picture of me. It feels like I have like I'll like sense like someone's trying to take a picture, and I'll just immediately just go turn. I'll immediately turn at them, just look and smile, be like, "Hi."
We can't.
I know what
Okay,
you're
so
doing.
you heard it here, folks. We can't take surprise pictures of people. So that means that our cosplayers while eating food book is now canceled, scrapped.
Yeah, no.
Fuck. Cosplayers
I mean,
just
if you ask the cosplayer
Yeah.
to take a
Can I-
picture
can
of
I
them while
have-
they're eating,
Can I have
yeah.
a picture of you while you're eating your lunch?
That was literally
Yeah.
me at San Japan.
Yes, you can. It's because you're
Absolutely.
asking for it.
I mean,
Because you're asking. It's
no,
fine.
yeah.
I guess
As
it's
long
not that.
as
I
you
guess
ask.
it's not that out there. I mean, we are releasing an OnlyFans of us just eating fucking cereal.
I mean, first
I
it's like
mean-
first it's ask permission, and 2, it's accept whatever the response is.
Right.
Because-
And also there'll be cases where like
Yeah.
it just depends on the situation too. Like there'll be a case where like you basically sat down, and then like as soon as you sit down they'll ask you to take a photo, and then you're
Right.
about to grab something to eat, and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, can we take a photo?"
Can we
of it?"
take
I was
photo?
like,
Yeah.
and you got to drop your food. It's like, okay.
Oh, by the way,
Alright.
just real quick to one of our commenters, Chris Redfield. He's the one that constantly asks about the.
Hey,
He's the one that constantly is asking about the Terrell fan fiction videos. I do have something to share with you. Those are coming back. The Terrell fan fictions are coming back. However,
you
they're
mean all
gonna-
fan fiction?
they are
You mean
going to
all
be
fan
part
fiction?
of it's the ones where we read shitty fan fiction.
You mean all fan fiction? Shitty
Oh,
fan
yeah,
fiction?
pretty much. All fan
The
fiction,
sound of
Yes.
someone who
All
writes
fan-
fiction.
especially
All
the
fan
ones
fiction
you
is
shared
bad
with
fan
us.
Fiction. All fan fiction is bad fan fiction.
You just don't want to
I'll
admit that you
die
actually
on
got a
that
hard on.
I'll die on that feeling. No, that's smut.
Be a real person and make a D&D campaign off your fan fiction.
Well, that's officially coming back, but it's going to be it's going to be one of our Patreon perks. So if you want to see the new videos, you gotta sign up for Patreon. $10 a month. Exclusive content. Plus
It's
you get
that
other
high
perks.
because he really doesn't want to do it.
I know, so so our Patreon is live and it helps financially support us. And there's another YouTube channel that I'm gonna financially help support as well. So it's gonna go into the community as well. It's not just gonna be for us and whatever, because we do run a lot of programs and it does cost money and it'll help us out. Anyways, so like there's a lot of creepers out there. I've run into my share of creepers. So when I was at that Alcon Con and those guys were like, "Oh my God, you inspired us to like," they were talking about how they partied and drank and like I inspired them to cosplay, and I'm like, dude, really? What the fuck? But there was this one guy who was like, "You're King Mexico, right?" He kept like touching my shoulder.
You're King Mexico, right?
He's like, oh yeah.
Are you King Mexico?
After a
Yeah.
while, I'm like, yeah. Do you want a drink? I am King Mexico. I am king.
But what is a
Already.
king to a god?
What is a god to a non-believer?
Still a god. Still a god. You'll just get smart. You'll just get smited sooner.
I don't know, man. I am King Mexico. I am Mexico, king of the room parties.
That's fair.
Okay.
Maxilla.
Maxilla. So we're at my friend's room party and we're all drinking. I'm like, hey man, I just made like 10 gallons of Super Saiyan Blue earlier. I should bring it. He's like, fuck yeah. Here comes the creepy guy. Can I come with you to your room? No.
Can I come to your room?
No. Fuck. Why you follow me? Breathe through your nose, asshole.
I can't do that.
He's like,
You see,
I'm pansexual. Do I look like a frying pan to you? Because at the time I didn't know what the fuck pansexual. I know what pansexual is now, and I'm very open-minded. I am not, but at the time I had never heard the term pansexual before until then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long ago this was, and I remember telling, "Do I look like a fucking frying?" I was drunk as shit too, and I was on something. I was on something besides alcohol. And I remember telling, I'm not a fucking frying pan, dude. I can't make you
Cheese.
breakfast.
Yes, cheese.
I can't give you chorizo con huevos. And at the time, I was thinking breakfast because I was fucking hungry. Because when you're high and drunk, you like food.
My goodness. My
Next up.
goodness. Sounds like you. Definitely sounds like you.
Fuck, man, that you made it sound horrible.
I did make it sound horrible. Maybe because
Someone else has to
it
do it.
is.
We have a
It is.
friend. We have a
I'm
mutual
sorry.
friend.
I have to take you out like a youngling. It was nice knowing you, man.
I got a sword too, bitch.
Okay, let's duel, man.
I got
I'll totally duel you. Where's your sword? Where's your stupid sword?
Oh God.
We got beer. We got
This is and
Excuse
now
me
join
while I
us,
whip this out.
Where's my
the
Power Ranger?
nerd dick measuring contest.
That's right.
Again.
Ah. Oh wait.
new.
I'm doing a birthday party as the Red Ranger tomorrow.
Nice. That's really cool.
But you'll still lose, you foolish Nick.
No, because I have the greatest power of all. Where the fuck is that?
Friendship?
No, fuck.
Teenager.
that. Where's that Brock
Power of
Lesnar
teenagers.
figurine?
Ninja Turtles.
I have a Brock
Brock-
Lesnar figurine. It doesn't put anything else over. It's
Huh,
always
except for-
over.
Huh, I have anime Brock Lesnar.
I have real Brock Lesnar,
You misspelled. It's supposed to be Iron Titan, Armored Titan.
not the younglings. Anyways, so like we said earlier, the Terrible fan fiction is coming back, but it's going to be part of our Patreon perk. So for $10 a month, you get all the perks plus exclusive access to our Terrible fan fiction videos, which
Also,
we
at
are
also at their $100 tier, they will put feet pictures.
that actually we discussed that earlier.
Oh my god!
Goku discussed that.
I gotta go.
You know what? If someone is desperate enough to do the $100 tier, sure, I'll do it.
You know what? No, we're gonna post pictures of you on the toilet.
I'm gonna clean my bathroom more often.
You're just gonna be sitting there like on your phone, and I just walk in with a camera. You can be like, ah.
I have so many questions. How did you get here?
And these better not be for the OnlyFans.
Oh my God.
Send me copies.
Wait, him eating cereal on the toilet, or him eating cereal from the toilet?
That's just gross. Who eats
Ooh.
food while they're on the toilet?
Nah.
I drink on the
Plenty of
toilet. Does that
people.
count?
Yes, it does count.
Well, then I drink on the toilet. I only got so many hours to get drunk, dude. I gotta get that shit going as quick as
Right.
possible. It's my only anime thing I got near me.
I was gonna get.
They've been passed down the Armstrong family line for generations.
No, my daughter's too young, and I made them, so not yet.
That's cool.
Not
It
yet.
looks like you bought them.
I'm a cosplayer.
I still love Alex Louis Armstrong so much. He's so cool.
I realized I was looking at my background. I look like a fusion between these two. I'm bald
You
and have a
do.
beard, and they're both joining in the middle where I fuck it
You
at.
do look like they're okay. I've been thinking about that the entire time. I was like, kind of looks like they
He
feud.
cosplays
And
one
like,
of them, but
eh,
which
which
one?
one-
First he's the
Which-
Mr. Pringles
which one-
mascot, and now he's this Wonder Twin fusion. I love it.
And what's funny is your hair is light enough to where it looks like if their hair's colors did fuse, it would
I
make
have
your
the
hair color.
blonde and dark brown, so dirty blonde.
There you go. You see? That's some real fusion thinking right there.
And I have his bod right now.
It's
I
all
don't
right.
have- I don't have that anymore.
You got the dad bod. It's fine.
This is the comfy bod. This is one that's comfy.
Yeah.
This involves tacos.
Yes. That one involves. The other one involves nothing.
This is no carbs
No,
and
no.
lots of counting of things.
Hey now.
Just gonna flex on you now.
You know, I can still lift a car, right?
I mean,
Y'all just keep going.
you're good. You're good for being a power lifter. It's fine.
I mean, I did fight a porta potty. Lost.
And lost.
FL.
What's your win-loss ratio versus inanimate objects?
Oh, well, fuck. I think I'm like 0-8.
Hey, you're the
No,
Kurt
that's not
Hawkins in
true.
this case.
I'm 1-8. Sorry, I got it wrong.
What'd you beat?
What did you win?
There was a.
What did you beat?
God damn it! Will y'all let me answer?
No.
It was
No.
Acon 2012, or was the Acon the last year? Was at the fucking. Was it the fucking Sheraton? The last year was at the Sheraton. I think it was 2012 because 2013 was the first year they had relocated.
Yeah.
We had a big ass party in her suite, as always. After the cops had showed up, the cops were looking. The cops showed up twice. One because some asshole reported our room for having. They said that we had underage people drinking in there, under the age of 18. Mm-hmm. So the cops came. They ID'd. They looked at everybody and then they ID'd everybody. Then they pulled me aside, asked me questions. Oh, okay, nobody here's underage. All right, let's go. I'm like, cool. Fuck, you didn't bring the drug. You didn't bring the drug dog up here like you said you were, bitch. So yeah, that was not a good idea. So the second time they show up, they didn't come into our room, but they came to our floor because they were looking for Cookie Monster. Because apparently, I put on the Cookie Monster costume, and then I went and assaulted the Coke machine and broke the credit card machine to it that was attached to it.
I like how you say apparently because you don't remember.
I don't.
You need a chaperone. You need a chaperone at all times.
Yeah, I do. I usually do have one. And apparently I grabbed one of my friends said that I went into the housekeeping hallway, grabbed one of their cars and started knocking on the doors at 1 a.m. Housekeeping cookie.
Oh my god.
Oh, Cookie.
I still have more stories. Like,
I bet
And this
you
is
do.
why you need to stop drinking.
I was also high.
As he's drinking.
One or the other. Don't do both.
Yeah, I gotta stop doing both. Every time I got into a fist fight with an inanimate object, I was on something.
I mean, how many times did the inanimate object punch you back?
The porta potty knocked me out.
That was like, what was it 4-on-1?
Yeah, it was 4 or 5 lined up. And my dumbass attacked it from the side when they're stacked, not from the front when they're not stacked.
Oh my god.
I beat by physics.
But fights with inanimate objects, with like actual individuals, I am
Wait.
undefeated.
You mean animate objects?
Okay, well, people.
That's because
Yeah.
you keep fighting drunk people too.
Well, no. I fought 2 dudes at once. They were like, there was these 2 dudes. They weighed like 300. Like, I don't know how much they fucking weigh. They weighed more than 300 fucking pounds. I can tell you that much.
Were they drunk, or did they just want to fight you?
No, they were having some kind of like strength test of strength contest. I was like, I can beat both of y'all, and I was drunk.
Of course you were.
I can beat both of y'all, and I remember putting them both together as close as possible, squatting all the way as close to the floor as I could, grabbing them by their legs, hugging their legs, 1 arm per guy. And I was able to get them off the fucking ground for like 3 seconds, for like 2 or 5 inches off the ground before I fell, and I was like in pain.
Then he shit himself.
Then Wait, you need to add 9 to that count of you getting beaten by inanimate objects because the Earth itself kicked your ass.
No, that's a victory because the fact that I lifted 2, that's 600 pounds at least right there that I lifted off the ground.
Yeah, but then the Earth kicked your butt.
Yeah,
Gravity was like
no.
Gravity was
oh my
like,
god! So we have a friend last year at Renaissance. He gets drunk and we're doing vitamins.
Jeez.
And he's so fucking high, dude. And I want to fuck with him. Hey, the floor called you a bitch. He's like, the fuck? And he's like kicking, he's like stomping his foot. You got a fucking problem? Mother Earth. You got a fucking problem? So he does this. He does this pose and like lunges himself forward into the ground and knocks himself out. And he wakes up with like a big fucking bump. And he's like, dude, I feel like I just suffered a concussion. I'm like, we're all fucking laughing at him. Like, dude, you literally you got into a fight with the floor. You got into a fight with the floor and you threw yourself at the ground because you were trying to punch it. And then you fucking passed out on the floor because you knocked yourself out. And then we left you out there for like an hour. Before we dragged you into the tent. Oh, that's why I'm covered in dirt. No, that's because you fought the floor. But we had it was great. We had like an AC unit in our tent. It was great. It was like a hotel while camping. It was awesome.
What weekend was that?
First.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Thor this year at Renaissance Festival.
That's if it happens.
Yeah.
That's if it happens.
And honestly, I wouldn't recommend going.
I'm an essential worker, so I'm already surrounded by a bunch of people anyway. So,
well, I'm not gonna go because I can't go to the campgrounds. Because if I go to the campgrounds, I'm gonna fucking get sick. I got sick last year for 2 weeks. I felt like death. I mean, almost convinced that I had coronavirus.
Maybe.
Because I couldn't breathe. Quiet. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. I was running a fever. And it was like...
That sounds like your normal disease, though.
Could have been like a really bad flu.
The flu.
It could have been some kind of new fucking... You got to be careful out there, though. That's why I take disinfectant wipes. You don't want to catch ass herpes while you're at the Renaissance.
Herpes. You squat above the toilet and don't sit directly.
What kind of shit is that? Not when you're drunk. You're not going to think.
Right.
I need a squat.
I can't do that sober.
Jeez. That's
Get
too much.
The horse stance. And just...
What the fuck is the horse stance?
So you stand, you squat in place. You gotta get lower, man. That is not the horse stance. Low.
I can't. There's a love seat right behind me. So like,
pretty much it.
Something like that.
Like a squatty potty.
Squatty potty.
Beer number 4.
Squatty party.
We believe in you, Goku. You can do this.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Black Sonic, who brought me a 12-pack of Dos Equis. Remember, stay thirsty, my friends.
Who brought me
racist?
Beer. How's that racist? That's the actual fucking slogan.
This is why you say it like that.
If anything, isn't it like simp encouraging? Because he's saying stay thirsty, my friends. Stay thirsty.
Oh, sorry.
Is it Goku is a self-admitted he is a simp.
I'm not a simp. I don't simp over anybody. I got a kid.
You're done simping. Your simp days are over.
You're simpy dimpy.
Honestly, like at this point in my at this age, you really like. What the fuck is the point?
I'm only by your age. By your age, I'm probably going to be a millionaire.
Or dead.
Maybe because I'm going to welding school, so I'm gonna spend like a good 5 years as a deep sea welder.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna do while doing that, I'm gonna do some investing because as a deep sea welder, I'll be making 6 figures.
Nice. So, I'm also doing a trade, but if Geeks 5 ever takes off, we're actually gonna get an office soon for Geeks 5 ever.
I'll still be cosplaying, but I'm hoping to be a millionaire by 30.
There you go.
There you go. Set goals.
And then I'll retire. And then I'll retire.
And cosplay for the rest of your life.
Yes, I will. I'll find a career driven woman. I'll spend 10 years as a firefighter, retire at 40, and then have kids, be a stay-at-home father while being a volunteer firefighter. Make sure the wife already signs the papers. So if she does want a divorce, I get to keep the kids and my money.
And you say you hate fan fiction.
Oh, he just destroyed you there. F in the chat.
That's
Well,
good.
luckily-
That's
well,
it's
luckily-
always got a
luckily,
plan
I
for
have
yourself.
sense of
I was
humor.
gonna say, where do I sign up?
No, sorry.
Welding's
That
hard.
doesn't, that doesn't happen until like 45.
I zoned out. What?
Well, you
4
just-
beers
you
in,
just-
he's done.
Okay.
Well, like you just agreed to give us all $100.
Yeah,
Oh,
you did.
Well, fuck. Okay, I guess.
Happy birthday to me.
Fuck. All right.
Yeah. You said for your birthday, all you want to do is give us money, and we're just like, you know what?
That Goku.
Great
You're right.
idea.
So
I
charitable.
was
You're
thinking,
right.
it's because I was thinking about the office that we're getting. Like, God, if we get an office, we can get rid of the fucking storage unit.
There you go.
Yeah,
Or
see?
should I just get an apartment and convert one of the bedrooms into an office?
Oh, like what I did.
Oh.
Not that kind of office. An actual studio.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure when I come home, like all of my friends are gonna be there. 17 in Canada are gonna be hanging out on my couch, wearing fucking. They're gonna be wearing bear onesies on the couch. No, not even bear onesies. They're gonna be wearing like sloth or like buffalo onesies. I'm gonna walk in like the fuck, and they're just there smoking a blunt. What are y'all doing? And then 17 and Canada's like, sup? I mean, wolf. Canada, you're a bear. Bears don't wolf. Oh, I
Well
mean,
then.
I mean, meow. I mean, meow. I mean, fuck.
Hey, boo boo.
And then
Jesse,
17's like,
Jesse.
17, why are you dressed like a bear as well? 17,
Well,
are you a bear?
Yogi. Yes, Yogi. I am a bear.
And then 17's just
I
like,
mean, it looks like your furry side is showing. So
yeah. And
It's the I'm not a furry,
hold on.
but
And then
starter pack.
17's so fucking high, all he says is, oh, well, only you can prevent forest fires. That is close. They're just going to be hanging out in my apartment, just getting high the whole time on my couch.
as long as they're paying you, that's fine.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why we're getting rid of the storage unit, because we're kind of splitting that. Yeah, it's like 200 and something for a 10 by 15. Plus, we have like $10,000 worth of insurance in case our shit gets damaged. Anyways, so as far as soon as COVID-19 is over, after all this is said and done, what is the first con you plan on going to?
If it happens this year still, Holiday Matsuri, if it still happens, it's like in early December.
Mhm.
And hopefully by next year, January, well, not in January, but in February, I want to go to Katsucon again. I already have a room set up with some friends. And I'm probably going to get my plane ticket now since everything is so fucking cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But Katsucon will definitely be the first con that I'll be going to. It was the last con I was at this year. If I'd known it was going to be my last one, I would have done a lot more.
Right? Yeah. No. Oh my
Right.
God. So like this was the year we were finally gonna Geeks Forever is gonna finally be out there. We're gonna do more panels. We're gonna go to more cons. We're gonna bring the podcast back. I'm gonna be even more dedicated. Now that I'm a single parent, I don't have to focus on starting my family. I can focus on doing what I need to do and helping out with my kid and being there for her. Can't be there for her that much because she's a baby. She lives in Dallas. Can't be there for her right now though because of the fucking pandemic.
Corona.
Right.
White
So
virus.
so we started one thing though. I started a few things. I got my shit together and got out of debt. We jump started the podcast, and you gotta. Have you ever been on the podcast before? Like, were you ever on the old format?
Me?
Yeah.
I think so, yes.
Well, the format we use now is much different than the format we used to use.
Oh, this is much different.
Yeah, it's live. We have comments. It's video. The audio is way better because I listen to some of the old podcasts and you can barely hear me sometimes.
That's fair.
The
It's
audio
very-
is much better. It's smoky. Smoke of the bear. But we do have a lot of plans as a group. As Geeks 5 Ever, we do have a lot of plans. We are going to travel to Oregon to visit the last blockbuster in the world. We also... Oh, no, our guest left.
No, I was
he's
just checking
back.
something.
Okay.
It
From outer
happens.
space.
We are also... I don't know about the rest of the group, but I'm planning on going to the UK for a con. I actually
Ooh.
got
In the UK.
invited...
Right on.
I actually got invited to attend a convention
That's
in
awesome.
the UK.
Cool.
I'm not a guest for the con, but my hotel and my badge are paid for.
That is
Hey,
awesome.
can I room with you?
Uh,
Can I room
Yeah.
with you?
We'll talk. I don't even know the con yet. It's we'll talk about it after this.
You have your papers.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing those damn
I'm an
booty shorts
American.
again.
I can go everywhere.
Oh my god, I'm not.
Except for Canada and Mexico right now.
El Toro, I actually did wear booty shorts at one point, and I'm not doing that shit again.
That seems like something you would do.
Not by
only
choice.
content,
It
everyone.
was not by choice.
Fans only content. This man will wear booty shorts for you.
An
So
OnlyFans. That's an
He
OnlyFans.
will.
Yeah.
He will be your big bear for you to cuddle.
So one thing that I've always been proud of is like my leg strength has always been like top tier.
What?
Like because people like it doesn't matter how much it doesn't matter how out of shape I get, doesn't matter how much weight I gain. My legs, the calf muscles on my legs are fucking insane because I do like a lot of not only do I do a lot of walking, I do a lot of leg exercises. Like I will literally I used to literally push my car around the neighborhood as exercise. So one day about the booty shorts, we were at Texas Renaissance Festival, and as soon as we got there, I told my friend Asian, "Hey man, set up the tent. I'll be back." Word of advice, ladies and gentlemen: when you go to the Texas Renaissance Festival, set up your equipment. Don't start drinking.
Sounds like you have experience.
So
Sounds like you have experience in this field.
So we start drinking. It rains. Asian. Not only was all of our stuff inside of a box with no lid, it stayed outside in the rain, so it all got wet.
Oh no.
And I got mad. I'm like, dude, why the fuck didn't you throw our stuff in the car? Well, it's not my stuff. Why the fuck do I care?
Touche.
I was like, all right, bitch, I'm gonna get you back.
That's
Look
when
at
you
you,
have to
man.
send them to suit. That's when you have to send them to Suplex City.
And it fucking rained. I'm wet. All my clothes are wet. And I'm asking one of my friends, Stephanie, like, we were like, she's really attractive. I fucking like her. She's like, I got some shorts you can borrow. I'm like, fuck yeah. When she says shorts, I'm thinking basketball shorts. I'm thinking like shorts like the ones I normally wear, where they go up to like past my knee. So I'm like, fuck yeah, that's great. Fuck. Nope. I'm like, what the fuck are these? These are smaller than my boxers.
These say juicy on the back.
No, they didn't. So I'm like, and I'm freezing cold. I'm fucking freezing because this is like November. It's cold. My clothes are wet. I'm wet. I put on the fucking booty shorts and I'm walking around and people are like, oh no, not at Fair. They didn't care at Fair. But we went to a gas station and all these fucking rednecks show up. The kind that have like a pickup truck and they're revving in and they got the Confederate flag on the back. So one of them walks inside the convenience store. I'm in there getting a drink, and all he sees turns the corner, sees me in the booty shorts, does this, turns the fuck around and exits the store.
I assume you were open for the business at the Renaissance Festival. I'm pretty sure you made a bunch of tips.
Listen, man, look, I'm not gay, okay? But $20 is $20.
$20.
Why don't
I
you
mean-
show the back briefs you got with the stuffed elephant head plush in the
I mean,
front?
it's fine.
Wait, what are you talking about? I don't know. Anyways, so yes, I have worn booty shorts before, unfortunately. Not by choice.
I mean, man's got to do what man's got to do.
Look, man, it was
Make
out of
his
freeze.
living. I mean, cold never bothered me anyway.
I don't know. I don't understand. I was helping my friend Evie.
You got it.
I go and rescue her. Her fucking panties are gone. I'm like, where the fuck are your panties? She has no bottoms. So I have to carry her back to camp. Next thing you know, I go back to the bonfire, come back. I'm like, dude, my Asian actually asked me, dude, what happened? I don't know what you're talking about. What happened? What do you mean what happened? What happened? Where are your pants? What? Pants? Oh, that's right. I was wearing pants.
Did you give her your pants?
No, yeah, I think so. I think I gave her my pants.
To this day, he still doesn't know them.
Because she wasn't bottomless. She had. Oh, you know what? I did give her my pants. I just forgot to get them back. That explains.
Hey, we're on Namek now.
You know what? Thank you. Now you've answered one of the many mysteries of life. I'm like, where the fuck did my pants go?
That's what we're here for. You're welcome.
Thank you. I
This has been an intervention.
Actually, I
Geeks Fighter.
answered that question. That was me.
Okay.
I answered that question.
Well,
We're
thank
here with you.
Yes. This is a group effort.
We were the
Hell yeah.
Justice League getting the intervention for.
And you were the Superman doing most of the work.
Yes, I am.
So
Superman's that guy who does 99% of the work, and that's Justice League's like, yeah,
Group project, yeah.
group project.
So we have a question. So back in the day, it doesn't seem to be the case anymore, but a few years ago, people would look down on those that purchased their cosplays. What is your stance on that?
I think, it's like this. I work hard enough for the was always my response. I work hard enough for the luxury of buying my cosplays or commissioning them, because I work hard. I manage my money. I always try to look for good deals. There are people who are craftsmen and they want to sell their stuff. If they do not have a market in order to sell their stuff, then that market just collapsed. There's clearly a market for people who don't have the time to make their cosplays. And I don't think there's anything wrong with not making your own cosplays. Like the only real cosplay that I've actually ever really made is my current Goku. All that stuff was like, I just got like blue fabric and I was like, yeah, I'll just tear this like that. And like some yoga pants. That's it. Most of my stuff, I get commissioned. I pay people. I'll make deals. I'll be like, okay, let's do this, and this. Like, I think, and like when I tell people, I'm like, oh, so you spent that much time on that cosplay? Well, my all for one helmet was $400. And you want to know how much work I had to do in order to be able to be like, oh yeah, I can spend $400 on a goddamn helmet. A shit ton of work. So
Texas
I think
heat.
I think it really just depends. It's like you spend your time, you spend 8 hours a day working on your cosplay. That's amazing. That's great. I spent 8 hours at a shitty job to make money in order to be like, I'm going to spend it on this stupid helmet that's going to look incredible. So that's how I see it.
So I actually completely agree. If you work hard enough and you don't have, sometimes you just don't have the time, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. There are people that work 2 jobs. There are people that work 3 jobs. There are people that, like, we are a generation that's living paycheck by paycheck. Whether you want to accept it, whether you believe it or not, whether you can't really look down on people, but we are living in a generation where a lot of people depend on their paycheck every week or bi-weekly to get by, especially with everything that's going on in the pandemic. And so there are people that just, they have a little extra money, and sometimes, believe it or not, it's much cheaper to just buy it than to make it yourself.
It is.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So that's how.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, that's why I've always been like, don't ever be ashamed of making stuff like, yeah, I'm going to make a lightsaber. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to make a lightsaber. It's not going to be nearly as good as the one I'm buying. Like, there's certain things I'm just like, yeah, I could try making it. But there's someone who is literally a prop maker that I can be like, hey, I'll toss you a couple $100. I get something movie quality. You know what? I'm happy. And like the only other prop I've really made is my Escanor axe, and that was 3D printed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
which is funny you bring that up. One of the people,
I will be the one.
One of the clans at the Texas Renaissance Festival campgrounds. They are a karaoke clan. They host karaoke at the Texas Renaissance campgrounds.
The Band of Bards.
And you know what? You know what's funny is that one of them actually works for the company. He's one of the big people that make the lightsabers for Disney.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
I don't know if I was supposed to share that.
We don't know their
Well,
name.
you
Anyway.
didn't disclose his name or anything.
That's
like
right.
That, so
You know someone who goes to a Texas Renaissance Festival who works for someone who works for Disney.
I'm sure it's fine.
Well, they don't
The
work
mouth-
for Disney.
wait.
They're a
Don't explain
wait.
more. Don't
They're-
explain more.
Okay, okay,
Keep it
yeah.
vague.
Wait,
Keep it
wait,
vague.
wait, wait. Give me a moment.
It
Take out
was
Jesse.
Carl.
Take out Jesse. Okay. Sorry, I got it worked from the nose.
Fuck it, it was a good
I'll
life.
see you later tonight.
Podcast is over. Oh no. It's like glowing light behind you.
Bring it, bitch. I've eaten
What's
steaks
that,
tougher
what's
than
that dot
you.
on your head?
That's multiple.
I could
Snipers.
probably. What's funny is I could probably kill somebody with this. It's a dueling saber, so it's meant to not break.
Yeah, no, fuck that, dude. I like the hard, thick plastic ones because in
Hey,
high
hey,
school.
hey.
Hard and thick.
Oh my god. I like the plastic ones that are like more durable because in high school when we were going through the Star Wars phase, we wouldn't like lightsaber fight. We just beat the shit out of each other with piñatas until someone said I quit.
With
You know how many fucking-
piñatas?
No, I said like piñatas.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
You were the pinata, though, right?
No, actually, one I had bruises all over my face and my arms, and people were like, "That dude's fucking hardcore." And like, I was just so into physical sports. That's why I joined football. But unfortunately, I did tear my ACL.
Sucks.
And then
you
I told
never
him,
became a Green Bay Packer.
that's probably a good thing. So years later, though, when I became 22, 23, I decided, well, since I can't fucking play football, I can't really run that well with my knee. I'm gonna go ahead and do MMA. Tore my rotating cuff.
Oh, was it the opposite side of your ACL?
It's the
Yeah.
shoulder.
I mean,
Shoulder.
ACL, leg, shoulder. Was it the same side or opposite?
No,
Right leg, left shoulder, left leg, left shoulder. What are you talking about?
It's a left leg, right shoulder. I had to really think about that for a second.
Diagonal.
Got to keep them balanced.
Well, I suffered a
Getting my
lot of
hand from
injuries
Mike Tyson.
because he had me he was pulling my arm. He had me in a triangle chokehold, but he was pulling my arm because my arm was bent in a really fucked up way, and he was stretching out my shoulder, and I refused to tap, so I passed out. But he didn't realize I passed out, so he ended up tearing my ligament.
So you tore your rotator cuff.
Yes,
You did it.
right. But I woke up and I had blood like all over me, like because he had busted my he had busted one of I had a gash on one of my gums. This was a sparring fight, by the way.
You're supposed to tap.
You need to know when to tap.
I know,
Yeah,
but I had
that's
been
it.
there for a year, and I was trying to see if I could get out of it because this guy had a fight he had a fight in a month, and we were trying to get him ready. And I'm really good at when it comes to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or wrestling in general. I know how to use my body size and my weight to my advantage.
Oh yeah.
But I've made a lot of mistakes. I'm not afraid to admit I've gotten my ass whooped. I've gotten my ass whooped by professional fighters
And porta potties.
and porta potties. And
You're like at the TN level. You have credibility, but you're also gotten your ass whooped.
right, but I'm not ashamed to admit it. Like, yes, I admit that I've gotten my ass whooped because there are Goku he's not afraid to admit he's lost. Goku's not about winning. Goku's about testing himself.
Yeah, like when we can all agree that he can get his ass whooped by Superman.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Superman's meant to be an idea. He's meant to be he's not meant to be relatable. He's meant to be
He's super relatable.
He's meant to inspire hope, and he's meant to inspire people to keep believing in themselves. Where Goku is meant to inspire people to keep pushing forward to where no limit is unbreakable. Every limit can be overcome.
They're kind of the same message, but in different languages.
Kind of. Goku is a man overcoming every obstacle in his way, where Superman is a man who inspires hope and inspires others to do the right thing. Goku doesn't really inspire. Oh, he fucking left. By the way, to answer that question, Geeks 5 Ever Dino Rumble is coming back. We're not calling it Dino Rumble anymore. We're calling it Super Mascot Fighting. Dino Rumble will be like a pay-per-view event that we're doing.
Mascot.
SMF.
Hey, I got mascot melee.
Mascot Melee.
I like that.
Hashtag mascot melee.
So my headphone died.
Oh, we're sorry.
Take that, Apple.
We only have 20 minutes left anyway.
That's fair.
We have a few people watching on YouTube. We have a few people watching on Twitch, and then we have like 7 people watching on Facebook. So we have a good number of people. Fridays are usually more laid back crowd.
I'd like to take it back to the point you made about the buying the cosplay. Is that since you go and you purchase your cosplay, there's nothing wrong with that. Because like what you said, you're supplying a service to the industry.
Right.
If no one's out there buying props for cosplayers, who like if you retire from cosplaying but you still like making things, someone has to support that. They got to bring it into the industry. And if you're saying that no one should be allowed to buy their things, then you're saying none of these cosplayers can have money.
Right.
Have to
Sometimes
do something else that's not their industry.
Oh yeah,
and also sometimes most.
Oh yeah, because there's people who dedicate like a ton of time to making props, and it's like you shouldn't. If you shame people into not buying stuff, well then you're just destroying a market.
Right.
Honestly.
And also,
it's just a foolish thing to do.
Right. Keyblade Sonic, you had something to add to it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was also mentioning that also 9 times out of 10, usually the casual like the casual cosplayer attendee wouldn't most of the time wouldn't tell the difference between a store bought or a bot cosplay and a custom made cosplay. And also most of them, they don't mind. It's like most 9 times out of 10 they would ask, "Oh, where did you buy the costume?" And usually they would ask that. That would usually be the first question. Or sometimes they would say, "Oh, did you make the cosplay?" I was like, "No, I actually bought it." Right.
Yeah. The only place where it gets muddy is when people fucking lie. Like, "Oh yeah, I totally made this cosplay." Like, there's this one guy who was going around entering contests in the same cosplay that he bought.
Monkey King.
And it was like $3,000 cosplay.
Was it the Monkey King?
Huh?
Was it the Monkey
King?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was sandbagging a bunch of conventions with a bot cosplay.
Well, I have something to add to that. So when I first started cosplaying, the first time my very first convention was Onicon in 2007. So my very first cosplay was I bought it on the spot at the con and assembled it. It was kind of like leveling up at the convention. And so like 75% of new cosplayers are going to discover 75% of people that discover cosplay are going to buy their cosplay. It's going to be a store bought. There are people that do make it when they hear about it, they've learned about it, they see what it is, they decide to make it or try their best to make one. However, it's very common for first timers to buy their cosplay. I bought my cosplay for the first time.
Me too.
And
I bought my first one.
I had a friend that I was a roommate with who looked down on cosplayers that bought their cosplay, that store bought it. And she would say stuff like, well, they're stupid or they need to make it themselves. I'm like, no, because not everybody can fucking make that cosplay.
Exactly. And then you're just showing that you're elitist. I'm like, oh, well, if you don't have the skills to make your own costumes or prop, and it's like you said, some cosplayers have, 3 jobs or families or things in their life that they can't devote X amount of hours a day for months to make a movie quality or TV show quality costume. A lot of us would. This is just me like protecting. Maybe we wish we could, but that's just not realistic.
Everyone has different skill sets.
Yeah.
Everyone has different skill sets.
Right.
And
also, like you said, I would rather just save. I'm still working on my craft, but if I can afford it, I would rather just find a reputable cosplay maker or prop maker and just be like, hey, can you do this? And I will pay you this because, keep it in the family, basically. You're supporting the community. This is how you support the community, not be like, oh, well, mine's better because I created it out of this
it's
or that or whatever.
Right, and that's another thing too. Like there would always be those who'd say, "Oh, this person. Oh man, he should make his own cosplay. I don't know whether you get to use store ones." And they'll probably be the same people 9 times out of 10 that would say, "Oh, cosplay's for everyone." Well, you're gonna
Right.
look down on people who who
Right.
buy their own costumes.
And,
Like,
here,
then
and
you
here's an unpopular belief, and I just want to get this out there real quick.
I disagree.
Done.
I believe cosplay is 50. It's divided into two parts.
like a double-edged sword.
You have the costume, and let's just put it out there. It's a fucking costume.
Mhm.
And then you have the part that makes it cosplay. You have the character.
Mhm.
You can look like shit. And because when I first cosplayed the Great Saiyaman, my very first time cosplaying the Great Saiyaman, it was crap. It was fucking crap. I admit it was crap. It was poorly done. It was made at the last minute. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It got better as I went on, though. I made the helmet. I had the gloves. I had the tights. I had everything. I made everything myself. I even made it to where the cape could come off. Sorry.
Los X.
No, it's because I had a banana and strawberry milkshake for my fucking lunch today.
All right.
Because I have to watch what I eat. Because if I eat fast, I can only eat fast food like once every 2 to 3 weeks now. And so I had Whataburger yesterday and today, and it made me really, really sick. So when your body's not used to it anymore, it's just like. Ugh.
Anyway.
So anyways, yeah. So, however, I admit my Great Saiyaman got better over time, but at first it was trash. I even spray painted combat boots white, and the paint started breaking up. And
I did that on some Ironhide boots I was making. I spray painted them red, and yeah, I was
we don't know what we're doing. That's the thing.
Right.
It's a learning experience. The first
However,
one's gonna be crap.
You have to
There was one
experiment.
thing that I made sure that I did. I made sure that while I wore the do-rag or the helmet, I didn't break character. And I don't know if I know Jace knew me back then. I don't know about Almighty, but whenever I used to walk through the hallways, I would literally greet people. Good day, citizen. Evildoers. I'm here to sign up for the cosplay contest. I'm hungry. I would literally talk to people, and I would not break character. Like, if you're my friend and you want to talk to me, I'm like, hello? I see you wish to have a discussion. And then I'll take off the helmet. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And then as soon as I put and I always posed, too. Every time I said something, whenever I greeted somebody, I would stop and pose, good day. And then when I was going up the escalator, I would do like that.
Yeah.
I posed. Even in an elevator, I posed. I was just like, I posed for everything. Like, the only thing I didn't pose is for the fucking bathroom. So, being the character.
Haha, no hands.
So, for everything, whenever I would just talk to people while in cosplay, whether I was greeting you, whether I was talking to you, every time I said a phrase, it was a different pose. I didn't just keep one pose and say everything I wanted to say. I would literally change poses while talking to you.
Mhm.
There you
That is half the character. No, I am. It's Dos Equis. It's a beer.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean by being in character. Like, I like being that's the part of cosplay I like the most. I like, well, besides meeting new people, but I act like All Might. I act like Jotaro. I act like Goku. I act like Batman. I act like Superman, Shazam, and Bakugo and Deku. I act like the characters because that's my favorite part. I'm not going to be overtly mean, even if the character is like a mean character, but I will, as Jotaro, tell you to move out of my way, you dumb bitch, because it's something Jotaro has literally said, move out of my way, you dumb bitch. And like, when you're cosplaying a character like that, you can get away with calling people dumb bitches because Jotaro would call you a dumb bitch, and people are like, oh, he's just being a character. And they don't realize I actually think they're a dumb bitch.
You get away with it.
I always assume whenever you call me a dumb bitch that you were
He's
legitimately
talking just to
calling
you.
Dude, he just called you a dumb bitch. Yeah, because I'm Goku. I'm dumb as fuck. And my friend's like, yeah, you actually are.
Touche.
Well, so the funny thing about the Goku thing is, I didn't give myself that name at first. I wanted to be Gohan. Because I actually love Great Saiyaman. But I got the nickname Goku because I was always like goofy, kind of dumb. But
You just weren't smart enough to be Gohan. It's okay.
No. And then I would fight, and I always liked fighting people and testing myself. And I always wanted to improve myself. And my friend's like, dude, you're just like fucking Goku. Like, cause, like literally, we went to a bar and this lady was hitting on me, and I didn't realize it, and now I think about it. Yeah, she was. She kept buying me drinks and asking me to dance, and I kept saying, no, I'm okay, thank you. Oh no, we gotta go though. I'm hungry. And my friend's like, dude, she flashed you. She did? How? She wasn't wearing panties. I'm like, she wasn't? Huh.
Just thinking of food.
I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you, dude? I'm hungry. Can we go get food? Plus, I'm always taking care of the group. You, of all people, know, you've seen it firsthand, that I will put the group above all else.
Sure.
I do. I always make sure everybody's taken care of. Literally.
Well, that's how I am. I'm the dad friend.
When you stay with us, you're not even there. You leave, you come back, and then you sleep.
I literally had to take care of you. I had to go out at 3 a.m. to go find you because you went drunken walking because you were having like a war flashback.
I know. But we're not gonna get into that, but yeah, I slept on the sidewalk that night.
Yeah.
It's very obscure and kind of out of there, but I fully believe this happened.
You would think drunk Goku can barely move. No. Apparently they sent Rock with me, and we found this like emergency stairway, and there was some dude on the phone with his girlfriend, and they were both touching themselves to the sound of each other's voices. And you could hear her moan over the phone, and I'm like, get a fucking room. I yelled that down the stairs, and he's like, fuck you. I'm like, why don't you come up here then? And like the girlfriend's like, just get out of there. I'm like, hey. I said something awful. I'm not going to say it over the podcast. I said something awful, but I pissed him off. So we're going through the staircase, and the staircase, the further you get down, we were on some top floor, and then the further you get down, there's additional stairs. So I started hopping down stairs, like floors and shit like that. And Rock, when I come back, Rock yells at me. He's like, motherfucker, I was trying to keep up with you, and then you fucking went all parkour Goku on me. It's like, jackass, I didn't even know you could move like that. You can't move like that when you're sober. Like, at Renaissance Festival, I started running, and I was jumping over hills, and I was jumping over chairs. And I was like fucking obstacle coursing everything. I ran to the end of the campgrounds and ran back, drunk and high. Oh, and God. The campgrounds is a mile in diameter. Well, it's more now.
Wow.
Have you ever seen a Mexican on PCP?
Dude, I grabbed a log. I grabbed this big ass log that was on fire, and I started doing like curls with it.
Yeah,
1,
it sounds like
2, 3, and I'm like standing in the middle of the fire, doing the Captain Morgan pose. And I come back, I wake up, half my Barney costume is burned off me,
like a Terminator.
And I wish I was making half of this shit up, and I'm probably underselling a lot of this.
You only remember half of it anyway.
I don't remember actually. I remember the Captain Morgan post.
How do we not know these were just all fever dreams?
No, because the burn marks prove otherwise. I still have the Barney cosplay where it's burned.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
It's like Freddy Krueger.
You're right.
In your dream, you die in real life.
Let's go with that. It didn't happen because I don't want to go to jail.
Because see, what he's saying is, half the suit was I curled a log. What really happened was he was dressed as Barney. He tripped and fell near the fireplace. It burned half the suit.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I fell in the fire.
We fell in the fire. It started burning off the suit. He's like, oh shit, I don't want to admit that I got my ass whooped by fire. Let me say I lifted up a log.
No, there's an actual funny story about the bonfire at Renaissance. So there's this guy, he walks up to me, he's like, hey. I'm like, sup? I don't like you. Okay. Well, fuck you too. And he's like, you need to get out of here. I don't like Barney. You need to get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. So I'm like talking to another guy. I'm like, yeah, we're talking about the army. Next thing you know, we're talking to some Marines. I'm like, yeah, fucking army. This, that, yada, yada, yada. He's like, where are you stationed? Oh, they sent my ass to this camp. And he said, oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You're, he's like, oh, you're commanding officer so-and-so. I'm like, yeah. So we start talking. The guy comes by, hey, man, didn't I tell you to get the fuck out of here? That I don't fucking like Barney? I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So the army guy shoves him. Who the fuck are you, man? Don't be fucking with Barney. You fucking with Barney? Barney's my brother in arms, jackass. We're part of the same fucking company. You don't fuck with Barney. Barney had my back in Iraq. We didn't serve in Iraq together. Barney was there with me, bitch. Barney, he was fighting you for your fucking freedom so you can act like an asshole while getting drunk and high off your stupid fucking ass. Here comes our Marine buddies. What's going on? He's fucking with Barney. You fucking with Barney?
Oh shit! You allied the Marines and the Army together?
Because at Renaissance Festival, all the people that serve the military, we all just come together. We have like little mini gatherings where we just talk shit to each other, and it's all.
No one's allowed to make fun of them but themselves.
No, we make fun of them. Fuck them.
Right. The military, all the military can make fun of themselves, but no one outside the military can make fun of them.
No, we're like, we make fun of it like, oh yes, the Marines. He's like, let's describe every military branch in the background. Air Force is at the office back home. Navy, they get to sit in their little kiddie pool while waiting for some shit to happen. Army, we're the dogs that point. Marines, they're Leroy Jenkins. So the Marine guy's like, who the fuck are you, man? Who the fuck are you to fuck with Barney, dude? Barney's my brother in fucking arms, man. He was there with me in the fucking trenches. He was there with me when we got into a fucking firefight. He had my fucking back, and then he went out there and he ate those motherfuckers. And he's like, who the fuck are you? And like, there's like 7 people circling this guy now. It's making a fucking scene. Here comes the sheriff. Sheriff's like, all right, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? Break it up. What's going on? And the Marine and the Marine guy's like, this motherfucker right here is fucking with Barney. And the sheriff's like, looks at him, are you fucking with Barney? And so the sheriff's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. But you don't understand, I had child trauma. He's a grown fucking man in a costume. What could be so scary about him? If he takes off his mask, he might. And the cop said something very racist about me, but I think he was just trying to make a point. Look at him. He looks like he's about to mow your fucking lawn. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a Barney story. Apparently, after that, I don't remember much. I woke up the next day for one of my friends tell me, yeah, you were sleeping halfway outside your tent while it was raining. There were a bunch of people poking you with sticks trying to shove you inside the tent.
Is this a dead body?
So, any more questions?
For me or for you?
Well, we have a guest. I
Yeah,
think
he's
we
a
covered a lot of it.
Have you been to the Renaissance?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've hung out there.
Yes.
You've
3
seen my
times.
ass be dumb there.
He doesn't remember shit.
Oh no, I don't drink all that much.
No, but
And
it
I'm
doesn't
not-
matter.
him.
It doesn't matter about if
him,
you
yeah,
drink or not.
him.
You've seen me act stupid there though.
Oh yeah.
Any
This guy's
embarrassing?
awesome. Jesse's also a masochist. When he's drunk, he went over to like the dungeon thing. Was like, hit me as hard as possible. Hit my chest. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. He was standing there like,
Was this his past one?
yes,
I remember that.
Shit.
you're a. Whoosh.
So I go to them. I'm like, I've never been spanked before. All right,
why you're
you
such
get
a
to
bad
spank
person.
Pikachu. So they get their whips and shit, their ropes or whatever they call them. So he starts hitting the Pikachu costume, and I'm like, no, you know what? I can't feel anything. Let me take it off. He starts hitting me in the ass with it as hard as he can. Oh man, I'm like, this sucks. He hits me like twice. I can't feel anything either. He's hitting me on my ass. I'm like, dude, like my grandmother's whipped me harder than you. So I turn around and I do this. I'm like, come on, bring it, yeah, oh. U.S. Army Infantry Bravo, hoorah! He starts hitting me in the chest. He's hit me like 7 to 8 times. He eventually told me, hey man, we're going to stop because you're actually starting to scare people.
Well, if that's how you remember it, that's what he told
No,
you.
that's what he fucking told me. He's like, dude, you're actually freaking somebody out. He didn't say people, but he said you're freaking someone out.
Yeah, because you were at like such a level of drunk.
I could
remember
have
you
a
started-
shot of tequila and I will get at that level.
Really, you're
Switch,
weak.
like on.
No, I'm not. I
He turns it
remember
on. He
that.
doesn't
I
get
wasn't that
past it.
drunk.
He just stays in that level of danger.
I remember that.
He's
And
that, he's
that
that
happened
sharp?
more than once, by the way. That happened 4 times. It only happened once while you were there.
Yes.
It happened other weekends. There was one weekend where I almost died.
Sounds, yeah.
One?
That sounds right.
Only one?
Yeah, I was
One
only
you
one this
caught-
year.
You were caught on fire for this once.
Well, no, one weekend it was like 20 degrees outside, and I passed out in the Pikachu cosplay at a camp. And next thing you know, I'm sitting in a chair next to the fire, and everybody's huddling next to it. I was shaking. I was violently shaking. It was so damn cold. I was violently shaking. This is actually not a funny story. It's pretty fucked up. I'm trying to walk back to my camp. It's pitch fucking black. I'm shaking to the point where I can't hold myself still. I'm like about to fucking suffer like hypothermia or something. And I can feel myself. I can actually feel it where I'm coming in and out of consciousness.
Well, shit.
This is why you always go with a handler, folks.
You have a problem.
I do.
You,
Yeah.
you have a problem, sir. Next podcast, intervention. The Jesse
Intervention
session.
for ghosts.
That's what we're going to bring on all the people, and they'll tell all the stories about him that he doesn't remember.
Yeah, did I tell you about the time? The Jesse.
Your drinking has affected me in the following ways.
Jesse tried
One
to.
time, he was drinking a lot, and he tried to fight with the electrical socket, and the socket did not live to talk about it, and we had to take him to the hospital.
I remember.
And we lost the deposit.
No, there's probably one where me and Canada were interested in the same girl. I'm like, Canada, get the fuck out of here. But I want to take my shot, and I like lifted him and like threw him out of the room. I'm like, take your shot from the hallway.
I mean, we
I'm
have
a monster.
questions.
Yeah, we do have questions. Go ahead, Jace. You're.
How am I the sober one?
No, I'm not.
That's
I'm
the
sober.
question.
I'm still sober.
Well, I have a question.
Bubble tea.
Because you've been cosplaying for a while now, and you admit to like buying things. Is there parts of your cosplaying that you wish you could improve your skill on? Like, is it your sewing, your style of wigs, making props? Is there something that you can't do like at all or are bad at that you're?
I wish I was a better sewer, because I have my own seamstress. My friend, she goes to beauty school and all that, so I'm like, if ever I need something done like that, like I'm okay, but she's a full on seamstress, so if I need something adjusted or something, I'm like, here's
always-
$20 to $35. Can you fix this for me? And I was get back a week later and be like, no, this is nice.
Sewing's a handy skill.
Right. There's
So
nothing
is
wrong
that-
with that. There's nothing wrong with having a friend that can actually help you. So,
Oh, yeah.
fake things. I have friends that are really good at sewing. I suck at fucking sewing. I hot glue my shit together.
You're one of those cosplayers, a hot glue gun and a sewing machine. I see the same thing.
Yeah,
No,
the same picture.
you've seen what kind of cosplayer I am. Remember, you weren't there, but remember that weekend of Delta where I showed up as a bar of fucking soap?
Yeah. You did that also at San Japan.
I did that at Ten Japan. You realize, like, it was Delta. It was the morning of Delta, 7 in the morning. I'm like, fuck, I don't have any cosplays for the weekend. I got these foam boards. I made a box and wrote soap on it and put a string on top.
You can improve it now because you can be like dress up as Sasquatch.
I
and then put
I
the
was
soap
grinding
over
on
you.
people like, ooh, you stinky.
Oh my god.
You can sponsor yourself with Dr. Squatch.
Dr. Squatch. Remember, this podcast is brought to you by Dr. Squatch. If you hit us up on Geeks 5 over on Facebook, we can send you a link right now for $10 off your purchase. You get $10 off your first purchase, plus we get a free bar soap in the mail. That's Dr. Squatch soap. Remember, this is organic soap that's actually made by the company themselves. They hand make all the bars of soap. It's not manufactured in one of these big corporations that just call it soap, but it's actually detergent, which is actually bad for your body. Dr. Squatch. So check it out.
Yes, it's made from Jesse's own body fat.
I'm gonna put my foot in your ass. And I,
Okay,
I'm glad I live in Dallas.
and I
I'm
wear,
free to say all kinds of
and I
things.
wear a size 14, bitch.
It's really a 13 and a half, but 14's comfortable.
Mm-mm. I tried a 13 and a half actually. I'm really close to a 15.
Ooh.
How are you?
I have
Okay,
one
so-
more question that I prepared for this.
Oh.
Okay.
It is, do you have hobbies outside of cosplaying? Are you a gamer? Do you like sports?
I love playing video games.
What's your
Mortal
game of
Kombat.
choice right now?
Game of choice right now is Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Mortal Kombat Aftermath, or Mortal Kombat 11. Also, Kakarot. I've been really enjoying Kakarot. I work out like 5 times a week now.
It's
At
a
least for an
hobby.
hour. At least for an hour and a half. And like around 20 minutes of that is just me practicing my boxing form and my martial arts. It's because I'm like, funny story. Well, not funny, haha, but funny, cool. Or it is also funny, haha. So I got off work, and it was like during this. I was going. My parents just had a massive fight, so I go to like walk. I wanted to go get some tacos. It was Sunday. Taco place was closed, so I'm on my way back. And I'm always a very observant person. Like I literally look behind my back every couple of feet. I'll turn and I'll look behind my back. So I see these two guys. I see these 2 guys walk up behind me, and they're walking up like this.
Oh yeah, definitely sketchy.
So I turn around. They peer off. One is skinny as hell. Looks like he's never been in a fight in his life. The other one is fat, strong. And what I define by that is he's big. He was around my height. He's big, and you can tell he's always been big. He's always been the bigger guy.
He's a chong.
So
Chunky
yes.
and strong.
Yes. So I look at him, and I look at his friend. Well, no, I look at his brother because they were brothers. So I look at his brother, and the moment the guy from the side, he slugs me, and then I immediately, because I reflexively just punch him back in the face, and then I audibly shout, "I'm going to kill both of you." So I punch him. I dodge his next punch. I grab him in. I knee him in the diaphragm. Then I elbow him in the face. Then I uppercut him. Then I grab his head and I headbutt him and I toss him to the ground. And his brother has no. I guarantee. I think he was skinny strong, where he was defined, but no muscle. So he goes in to try to punch me. And when I fight people, I become really cocky because I could tell this guy has never been in a fight in his life. So I let him punch me in the chest.
Who punches someone in the chest?
I don't know. He hits me in the chest, and I'm like, the diaphragm is right there.
This
there.
is literally bone armor.
Yeah. So I let him punch me, and then he goes for the diaphragm, and then I grab his arm, and I yank him in, and then I punch him in the face. And I start beating him up. He starts trying to run. I grab him by the hoodie and I yank him back to put him in the chokehold. And I'm like, oh no, wait. I lose the berserker rage.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to add a little bit to this. You need to be careful with the chest punches.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because they actually can be very dangerous.
Oh yeah. No, I mean he couldn't fight.
Okay.
Whatsoever. Like
right.
Like when I say he didn't have any muscle mass, he didn't have any muscle mass. Mm-hmm. He was tall and lanky, and he was terrified because I just beat up his older brother, who's like 3 times his size, and he was bigger than me. So I grab him and I put him in the Chinese chokehold, and I'm like, oh no, I need to stop because then I will actually kill this kid. So I toss him into his friend. Because I actually I posted pictures of the afterwards, because afterwards I tossed him into his thing, and I remember seeing their hands because they were shaking because they didn't know what to do. And I always knew about this one neighbor. He always works on his car, and I could hear him coming out. So I start going that way. So I make it to them, and I'm like, hey, look at these people. They run past. Turns out these guys were trying to get a quick score because they were getting evicted from the apartments that day. And I never got my tacos.
Moral of the
Forgot to-
story.
Moral of the
Story.
story.
Get some
Also,
tacos.
also in the police report, because I took the police over to where they lived. Their dad took the clothes off one of them and the license plate off one of their cars in order to drive off. The moment I took the police officers over there, and then I take a good look at them, and I'll be like, I'll have a friend that might come here later, because I have a friend of mine. He might be dead now. He might be dead now. He was a former gangster disciple, and like when he came home, because he was living with us at the time, he's like, "Can you come in?" He's like, "Hey, do you want me to go over there and like take care of them?" I'm like, "Nah, you don't need to go take care of them. I don't think they're there anymore." He goes, "All right, but if you need me, I'll take care of them." I'm like, "Think about it," because they got evicted, and I think eventually. But in the police report, when I was describing the lanky kid, I said he had a very punchable face. Because he had a very punchable face. It's like, when I say it looked like he'd never been in a fight, he was like one of those porcelain doll kind of guys who looked like he had like a skincare routine and everything, like smooth face. And I'm like, man, no one's ever punched him in the face, which means I get to be the first.
You pop that cherry.
And one of the police officers and the witness, who I became friends with, they both go into the tunnel because they're like, this man really just said this guy had a very punchable face for the police report. And I could tell the guy who was writing it down, he was trying so hard not to laugh. I'm just like, trying to get you to laugh. Laugh. Come on. Do it.
Reminds me of the
This is
time
the
we made
straight-
that fucking cop laugh because we taught some bird to say "suck my cock."
Yeah. It's always surprised me whenever I tell anybody. The only thing I ever got in trouble for was fighting. I always got in trouble for it because, funny thing, I once, during, I think, preschool, I stone cold stunnered a kid because he was bullying me. So I grabbed his head and I yanked it down with like a stone cold stunner. And I'm looking down, I was like, yeah, take, because he was bullying me, like he punched me in the stomach. And so I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z and a lot of wrestling. So I was like, Stone Cold Goku wouldn't deal with this. So I Stone Cold, and my mom like banned WWE for like a couple of weeks, like for a couple of months, so I couldn't watch wrestling. I was like, no.
I loved wrestling back in the day. We had a trampoline.
Me too.
All right, man. Well, first off, let me say thank you for being on our podcast.
Welcome.
It's fucking lightsaber. We don't condone fighting. Actually, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, fighting is actually wrong. If you can solve your
Fighting
problems,
is terrible.
it is very terrible because no party wins. Honestly, if you can solve the conflict that you are having peacefully, that is probably the best solution. Most martial arts that is not for combat fighting, like the ones you learn specifically for, like, if you're gonna do like Legacy Fighting Championship or UFC or whatever the fuck, Bellator or whatever the fuck that's out there. Legacy Fighting is in Texas. So most martial arts is about being at peace, being one with yourself and your environment, and avoiding violence if necessary. Remember, just don't, if you can avoid it, just avoid it, because honestly, yeah, I've been pretty stupid. I've acted really stupid, but it's kind of like one of those situations: do as I say and not as I do. But
All of the
Almighty,
situations.
Almighty Cosplay, thank you for being on here, man. You know, thank you so much for.
It was no problem. It was really fun.
Thank you. Do you have anything? Did you want to? Because we're out of time. Actually, we went over by 14 minutes.
We started late.
Yeah.
It's fair.
We started late.
Okay.
Do you have anything you want to say to our audience? Because there are people that do watch this later.
Follow me on TikTok and Instagram, Almighty Cosplay. And he's right about trying to solve your problems with words. And if words don't work, it's best to try to leave the situation. But if you are forced into a fight, know how to defend yourself.
Right. Unless you're Voltaire. If I ever see Voltaire again, I'm definitely going to bitch slap him.
And Now
why
you
you need.
know.
This is why you need
The
a
more you
handler.
know. All right, thank you so much for being on here. Do any of our
Right.
co-hosts have anything to say before we exit?
Man eater.
Man-eater.
That's it.
This podcast is brought to you by Maneater. Maneater on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on Steam. You can play as a shark, eat people, do backflips. Maneater.
Coming
Rated
soon
M
to
for
Nintendo
mature.
Switch.
Coming soon to the Nintendo Switch. Now you can take Jaws, Maneater, on the go. All right, guys. Anything else? Raph, Jace,
No.
Sonic.
No,
All
we're
right.
good.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Join our Patreon and fans only.
Our Patreon
no.
is now live. Our OnlyFans is about to go live tomorrow. Officially, we're going to start promoting it on Monday. But from now on, our YouTube channel is going to have daily videos. We just released one for July 31st, 2020, talking about in July 31st, 1969, when Franklin Armstrong was first introduced to the Peanuts comic for the very first time, creating an entire movement that was...
A significant movement.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. It's a very good video. You can catch it on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/geeks5ever. You can follow Almighty Cosplay on Instagram at all_mighty_cosplayer on Instagram. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at instagram.com/geeks5ever. You can also follow Under Subsidence. They provide the theme song for the beginning of the podcast on YouTube. youtube.com/Under Subsidence. They're amazing. Hopefully they'll have more content in the future. We do have way more guests for next week. We are definitely getting more guests. We are trying to negotiate having more guests, like the people that run and own Blockbuster. We're working on that one. And we're working to get Kyle Haver on here. We're working to get other guests on here. We're definitely trying our best to get more guests. And we invited Almighty Cosplay because he has become one of the top tier cosplayers in Texas. Like I said, go and check out his work. It's really good. The pictures are amazing. They look great. Especially his angry blonde Sasuke Bakugo cosplay. Alright guys, I am El Oso de Rey de México, Jesse Goku, and este es el final del video. Si quieres ver el video en español, el próximo mes vamos a tener videos de Geeks Forever en español. Bye everybody. Stay classy.
Peace and deuces.